Hi Flow Yogis, welcome to today's flow. Last night we had a really beautiful class live over Zoom and I really hope to see you there next week. For those of you who are practicing on the video, welcome. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. We're going to start in a seated position today. I like to sit on my knees. I also like to sit on a comfy old bolster. If you want to sit cross-legged, legs out in front, or even if you want to lay down, totally welcome. Totally welcome. Let's just begin by checking in with our bodies. Noticing how you feel. Scanning the body for sensations from your toes to the crown of your head. Noticing some areas may feel tight or tense. Some areas may feel relaxed or open. And other areas are really hard to sense. It's okay. You can begin to notice your natural breath. Becoming aware of the breath as it comes in and as it leaves. Noticing where it goes. And now see if you can make each breath a little longer, a little smoother than the last. On your next inhale, find length through the crown of your head. Reach the crown of the head upwards and lengthen out the spine. On the exhale, feel the body heavy into the sit bones, into the feet. Breathing in for length. Breathing out nice and heavy. One more, just like this. Breathing in fun length. Breathing out good heavy. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed or blink them open. We're moving into some neck stretches. Guiding the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Allow the right shoulder to still be heavy towards the ground. Now, you can offer the left hand out to the side, or even bring the right hand behind your back, bend at the elbow, and clasp the left forearm or wrist. Some days I feel like stillness, and some days I like dynamic movement. So if you'd like to roll your chin up and down, maybe bring it away from the body and back towards, feel free to make those movements, those adjustments. Bring the neck back to center, and let's do the left side. So release the grip that you may have on your arms. Maybe make some circles with the shoulders, let it go. And we'll drop the left ear. Often we yawn when we start to breathe deep. So if you have a yawn as well, allow it to happen. Left ear to left shoulder. Option 2. Float the right fingertips out, or perhaps bend the left hand elbow behind your back, clasping the hand around the right forearm or wrist. You can play, you can roll, you can move. Whatever's going to feel good for you. Bring the neck all the way back to center. Releasing the grip that you have on your left arm, perhaps making some shoulder rolls here. Alright, let's make our way onto all fours. We'll come into a hands and knees position on your mat. Hands roughly underneath of shoulders, knees roughly underneath of hips. And moving through some cat-cows here together, breathing in, looking up, belly button to floor. Exhaling, tucking the tailbone, rounding the spine, push the ground away. Breathing in, looking up. Nice work. Breathing out and rounding. Feel free to play around here with where the movement is originating from. Perhaps starting with the tailbone and letting it ripple throughout the rest of the spine. If you want to add in any intuitive movement, maybe some side to side with the hips, please do so. Rib cage circles can feel really good here at times. Maybe a little twisting, a little side bends. Close down your eyes and just allow your body to move however it would like to get into all of those juicy little spots. Flowing here for 3, 2, and 1. Finding a neutral spine. Curl the toes under, curl the fingers as well, and press down through the knuckles of the hands. Here I encourage you to bring your feet together-ish and press back onto your hips, onto your heels, stretching out the soles of the feet. Breathing here, active through the hands. Now lift the hips, bring the feet hip distance, and float the knees nice and active. Press the legs, the hips up towards the ceiling so that the legs can lengthen. Breathing here. Finding your first downward dog of the practice. Feel free to walk out the legs, bending one knee and then the other. You can sway from side to side, that works as well. Then when you're ready, look forward. Slowly walk yourself forward into a forward fold. Hanging here. Sway forward and back. Shake your head, yes and no. Maybe bring the weight into one foot and then the other. Taking a few moments. And then bending the knees and rolling all the way up. We're going to find mountain pose. So spread the toes nice and wide. Yeah, press down through the big toe mound, the pinky toe mound. Feel the core pull in, but be just soft here. So you want to be able to engage, but breathe deep into that low belly. Guide the shoulders up, back, and down. And find length through the crown of your head. Breathing in, breathing out. We're going to do some half sun salutations before we move into some full sun salutations. So here we go. Breathing in, hands come up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, bend the knees and fold forward, forward fold. Breathing in for halfway lift. Now for halfway lift, I want you to let those arms dangle. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together, pull those arms back, and then guide the hands onto the shins. Halfway lift is a very active pose. We also have a tendency to lean back in the heels. See if you can regain some weight in the toes and notice how that changes things. Nice work. And forward fold. Breathing in, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae up to standing. Inhale, hands up. Exhale and forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out and fold. Breathing in, rolling up through a standing, hands up towards the ceiling, big stretch, and exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out and fold. This time we're gonna go for the full salutation. Inhale, hands come up to the ceiling, big stretch, nice and tall. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, plant your hands, and step back for your first high plank. Roll the toes forward. You're welcome to keep your knees down. Today, that's where I'm gonna be. We're gonna hold for 3, 2, 1. Bend at the elbows and lower all the way to your belly, where we're gonna find some Cobra Rolls. Planting the feet firmly on the ground, feel the kneecaps lift up off the ground. Inhale, imagine there's a ball in front of your nose. You're gonna roll it away and lift the chest, even float the hands. Exhale and lower down. Breathe in, roll up. Breathe out, roll down. Move with your breath, inhaling and exhaling. Last cycle, breathe in. Breathe out. Nice work. Plant your hands. Press yourselves up to a kneeling position. Curl all 10 toes under. Float the knees. Nice core activation. Press the hips back and up for downward facing dog. Taking a couple breaths here. Deep breath. Bend your knees, look forward, and step forward into a forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift and lengthen. Breathing out, fold. Breathe in, rise all the way up to standing. Stand your hands to the ceiling, big stretch, and exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold, plant the hands, step forward, high plank, low chaturanga. Breathe in for Cobra, or bring your hands a little further back. Active through the feet, active through the glutes and core, and peel the chest and hips off the ground for upward facing dog. This is an active pose. If you're passive, yeah, sure, maybe your hips will touch the ground. It's not about that. It's about being active, flexible, and strong at the same time. Peel the shoulders back. When you're ready, you can lower the knees, bring yourself to an all fours position, curl the toes under, and downward facing dog. Find those 3 deep breaths here once again. Forward, step or walk forward to a forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift and lengthen. Breathe out and fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Hands come up towards the sky, big stretch. Exhale and forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Lower through chaturanga. Breathe in, upward facing dog or cobra. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Breath. Encouraging and enjoying the moments of stillness that we take throughout the practice. Moments like down dog right now. Looking forward, bend the knees, step walk, or float your way forward into a forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out and fold. Inhale, hands stretch all the way up towards the ceiling, big stretch. This time stay there. I'm gonna turn to face you and show you my hand position because I know it goes out of frame. Extend the index fingers and interlace the rest. This just helps you give a direction. It feels like you're pointing somewhere. If you prefer to keep your hands interlaced, that's totally fine too. Get grounded through the feet, active here. Inhale, stretch up and over to the right, hips to the left. If you want a little extra fire, float that right leg. Find your breath. Come back through center. Shake it out, bend it maybe. Reset. Inhale and exhale to the left. Hips to the right. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale through center. Bring your hands down to your heart. Or coming into a chair pose. So sitting down as if there is a chair behind you. This is a fiery pose. I can feel it in my quads too. And I encourage you, breathe deep. If you want a little extra fire, you're gonna come up onto your toes with me and let's pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, plant your hands, step back for high plank. Let's hold this high plank. Now, remember, you have the option to drop to your knees, or you can keep them lifted. We're gonna hold and we're gonna twist. So dip the hips to the right, and the left, and the right, and the left. One more time, each side, to the right, to the left. Nice, and bend at the elbows, lower down, inhale, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Press back. Downward facing dog. Downward dog is a transitionary pose for us right now. We're going to raise the left leg towards the sky. And this is a closed hip, so the toes are facing the ground. Hips are relatively equal or level. Hug the knee in, shift forward, make space, push the ground away. Plant your foot in between your hands, or wiggle it there. Engage your core and lift up for your lunge. Now I'm wiggling my foot a little further apart for some extra balance. The more in line, stacked front to back. Your feet are railway tracks. Think of the more challenging it's going to be for your balance. The further apart they are, the more stable it's going to be. So finding that strong back leg, engaging the core, and then bend through the knee. Inhaling. You can keep your hands at your hips, at your heart, or even up towards the ceiling, your choice. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. We're gonna lower down our back knee. Here's a little trick. If your knee is sensitive, you roll up the side of your mat and pop your knee into it. Now we can allow our hips to press forward. There is like where we can go 100%, and then we're gonna engage our legs and pull back just a little bit. Planting the hands on either side of front foot. Hang out here. Find your breath. When you're ready, curl the toes of your back foot under. Fire out that leg, lift it. Plant the hands, step back for high plank. Now feel free to hold your plank. We're gonna dip side to side for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, and last 1, 6. Lowering down, chaturanga to the floor, to cobra or upward facing dog. Pressing yourself to tabletop. Now feel free to take a child's pose where your feet are together, knees can be together or apart. Stretching your hands out, resting your forehead on the mat, or you can take a down dog. Find your breath. We're going to be here for about 1 full minute. I said about, and then I said full minute. We're going to be here 5 to 8 breaths. It's approximately a minute. child's pose. You're going to be transitioning forward. So make your way to down dog. From down dog, look forward, step, walk, or float your way forward into a forward fold. Breathe in for a halfway lift. Breathe out and hold. Inhale, roll all the way up through a standing. Extend the hands towards the ceiling and exhale them down to your heart. I'm going to step to face you once again so that we can move through our balancing series today together. So we're going to be doing tree, quad stretch, and dancer. So starting with tree, getting grounded through the left foot. So I like to kind of step forward into the left and transition all of my weight there. Now imagine there's a string attached to the crown of your head and it's lifting you upwards, lengthening you here. Nice work. Now guide the bent right knee open to the right side. The foot can rest here on the ankle, on the calf, or on the thigh of the left leg. Your hands can rest at your heart center, at your hips, or up towards the ceiling, whatever works for you. Breathing in. Breathing out. Find your gazing point, your drishti, something that's not moving. Guide that knee forward, extend your leg and lower it down. Shake it out. I like the palm tree where you just bounce the knees and arms, dangle as you swing side to side. It's a good little release for the body. So let's set up for the other side. Take a moment, step forward with the right foot. Spread the toes, press down. Peel open the right knee. Left knee, oh my goodness, and the left side. Allow the sole of the foot to rest on the ankle, the calf, or the thigh. We're active here, so you're still pressing down through that right foot to find length, creating that equal and opposite reaction. So when you press down, your crown of the head is going to lift up. When you're ready, resting your hands on your hips, your heart, or to the sky, finding that drishti, that gazing point, and finding your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Guide the knee forward, extend the leg and lower it down, and let's let that go. You can shake, you can roll the ankle, you can palm tree with me. Okay, moving into a quad stretch. I am going to turn sideways for this one. I think it's just a better view for you. So turning sideways, I'm going to keep my right hand on my left. We're going to do the other side. My left hand on my left hip. Bring the right hand out like a tray, and I'm going to catch the inside of my right foot. Now driving the knee down, pressing the hips forward, and creating some resistance with the foot into the head. That's going to really stretch out that quad. Breathing here. This is an important preparatory posture for dancer's pose. It's also just generally an important posture. We don't get a lot of quad stretch in our typical yoga flow classes. The poses that offer it can be intense and an experience of a lot of sensation for a lot of people. This is one way we can get into the quads without having to go into some really intense sensations. Now, if you're coming into dancers with me, know that you can stay here. This could be your dancer's pose today. You're going to extend the left arm to the ceiling, and you're going to reach forward and up with that left hand as you kick back with your right foot into your right hand. Breathing here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly, with control, release and step down. Let's palm tree. Whew. Okay, other side. Getting really grounded through the right foot. Right hand on the hip, the left hand out like a tray, grabbing the inside of that left foot. Engage the core, press the knee down, press the hips forward. Create some resistance here. Nice. And extend the right arm to the ceiling. Remember, if this is your dancer's pose today, stay, do it, enjoy it, own it. If you want to kick, feel free to kick your foot into your hand and reach forward and up with your right arm. Breathe here. And release in 2, 1. Ooh. Being soft with our movements. If you want to wiggle your ankles, you can. You can palm tree. Alright. Turning to face you again, because we're going to find that fire. Breathe in, hands towards the sky. Breathe out, hands down through heart center or extend them forward. Bringing the feet hip distance or together, your choice for chair pose. Now we're going to be doing some chair twists here. So if bringing your right hand in front of your left, elbows in line with your shoulders, you're going to extend your right arm just like halfway. Not all the way straight, just about halfway. Very, very approximate. Gaze at your right hand and inhale, use the shoulders to open the right hand. Exhale, bring it back. Nice. Left hand now in front, open it up, follow that left hand, allow the shoulders to twist. And back. Inhale, exhale, breathe in. Breathe out one more time each side. I know those quads are burning. Mine are too. We've got this. Last one. Inhale. Exhale and forward fold. Whew. Let that go. Maybe shake a little side to side. Let the head nod yes and no. Let the arms dangle. Oh, if your low back is calling you for some extra stretching, feel free to bend the knees and really rest the chest on the thighs. You can play with shifting the weight forward and back and letting the head dangle. Next, we're coming into a Malasana Yogi squat. So I'm going to stay sideways so that you can see the difference in my spine between active and passive. Toes turn out to the sides just slightly, heels come in, and draw the hips down. Now, if your heels are lifting off the floor, totally cool, totally normal, happens all the time. Feel free to bring something underneath of your heels to support yourself. Another way to support yourself is to bring the legs wider, and maybe your hips don't come as deep right now. That's okay. So with a active Malasana, we're going through, Malasana is a yogi squat. We're going through various parts of the body, trying to straighten out our spine and creating a little bit of energy. So first place that we want to do that is actually our core. And when we think of our core, there are 4 main components. There is the front core muscles that you would think about. I'm just going to group them all in together. We've got our, our transverse, we've got our obliques, we've got all kinds of things. So we've got our front core muscles, we've got our back core muscles, we have our pelvic floor and our diaphragm, and those 4 things all move together. So engaging the pelvic floor and lift the hips 1 inch. Yeah. Now guide the elbows to the insides of the thighs and press them open. Guide the hands towards one another, pressing into each other, creating that isometric resistance. Now this already lengthened my spine. If you're watching the video, you can totally see it. Now you can allow the crown of the head to reach upwards, the gaze to come slightly down. This is our active Malasana. It's a lot of work actually. Find 3 breaths here. Whenever those 3 breaths are complete, you can allow the hips to really sink down, relax the arms, and maybe even walk the hands forward, stretching them out in front of you, and tuck the chin towards the chest. And lean back a little, just a little. You don't want to fall backwards. You want to feel the weight shift. When the head really hangs, you may experience sensation in the backs of the shoulder blades, in between the shoulders. One more breath as you are. All right, plant the hands nice and firm. Shift forward your weight into your hands so that you can step back into a high plank. Roll forward on the toes and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Press yourself back to downward facing dog. If you want to adjust here, you're welcome to. Raising our right leg towards the ceiling, bend the knee, shift forward, plant the foot in between your hands. Your back foot, your left leg, your foot, is gonna spin and become parallel with the short edge of your mat. We're gonna lift up for a warrior 2. So sometimes we shift forward towards that front leg. Really want to peel our shoulders and stack them over top of our hips. Keeping a deep bend through that front right knee, fire up that back leg. Feel the quad engaged. And then extend the arms. It's often suggested by many yoga teachers to look forward past your front hand. If that works for your neck, go for it. If it doesn't, you can keep a more neutral gaze. Breathing here, we're gonna flow. So I'm gonna show you 2 poses. I'm gonna move between the 2, between the 3. Warrior 2 will be our transition. Side angle is the first variation. So your front forearm comes to your thigh, your top arm towards the ceiling. Now there are many options of side angle. One of them includes extending the arm overhead. Another one includes guiding the bottom hand towards the floor. Finding the one that works for you. So we'll just stay here for 1 more breath. Rising up to warrior 2. Bring your back hand to your back leg, flip your front palm. We're reaching up out of the pelvis with our rib cage and back. This is reverse warrior. Let's come to warrior 2 and straighten the legs. Take a moment, take a breath. We're gonna flow between those. I'm gonna cue breath and movement, but if your arms do something different than my arms, that's okay. If your breath is in a different tune or in a different sync, if it's out of sync with mine, that's okay. All that matters is that you're moving and you're breathing. Now that our quads had a break, let's take that deep bend through the knee. Shoulders over hips. Inhale here. Exhale, side angle. Breathe in, warrior 2. Breathe out, reverse warrior. Breathe in, warrior 2. Breathe out, side angle. Keep moving, keep flowing. Perhaps soften your gaze. Soften the eyes. Allow the gaze to become lower towards the ground. Keep breathing, keep moving for 3, 2, 1, and back to warrior 2. Straighten that front leg, keep that quad engaged. Keep the core 4 engaged. Reach your front arm forward and then guide the bottom hand to the inside shin of the right leg. Left arm can extend to the ceiling or to your hip. Maybe create a little resistance between your shin and your hand, a little activation there. If you need a little extra support, you can always hold on to the leg or even above the thigh, anywhere above or below the knee. 1 more breath. Rise up. I'm going to take a wide squat now. So shifting the toes to face the corners of your mat. So toes are going to be slightly out, heels are going to be slightly in, hands can be at your hips or out to the sides, and lowering down into a squat. Bring the shoulders back over the hips. Sometimes we want to lean forward here. Bring it back like there's a wall behind you. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Exhale, lowering down. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Now coming into warrior two on the other side. So your right foot is going to become parallel with the short edge of the mat. And your left toe is going to face the back edge of your mat. Bringing the shoulders over the hips once again. Hands out to the side and bend through the knee. Remember, we've got side angle. Front forearm to thigh, top arm to sky. We also have reverse warrior. Back hand to the thigh, top left arm reaches up and back. Breathe in, warrior two. Breathe out, side angle. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Continue to flow with your breath. Allow your arms to move in whatever way feels good for them. Let your breath just move and be fluid with the body. Tune into the experience that's happening inside your body. Last one. Meet me in warrior two. Take a moment. Now straighten your front leg. Keep the quad engaged. Nice work. Core 4 engaged. Reaching forward and then tilting like a teapot. Bring the left hand to the inside of the left shin. Right arm towards the ceiling or onto your hip. Your choice. Breathing here. Rising all the way up. Turning all 10 toes to face your original top of mat. Plant your hands down and step forward into a forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out and folding. Inhale, roll up to standing, hands towards the ceiling, and exhale, forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, plant your hands, step back, high plank, and lower through chaturanga all the way to your belly. All right, coming into some Cobra Rolls, just like we did at the beginning of class. Press down through those tops of the feet. Engage. Inhale. Peel the chest off of the ground. Float the hands if you'd like. Exhale and lower down. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Move with your breath, using the strength of your back to flow. Taking one more. And lower down. Shake those hips a little side to side. Now we're going to tuck the chin, bring the forehead to the mat. Bring the elbows out about 90 degrees. Out from the shoulders. Press down through the tops of the feet. Keep the core, keep the glutes engaged. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Keep moving, keep breathing. If you ever get pain in between the shoulders, maybe even in the neck, from sitting at a desk or bad posture, or looking at your phone all day, that's going to be a game changer, strengthening those rhomboids. I like to actually do this in bed every morning. Helps prepare me for my day. Last one. And lower down. Relax and shake it out. Bring your hands back beside your hips. Moving into Locust Pose. Inhale, peel the chest up off the ground and then the legs. Lifting the whole body here. Continue to breathe. I know that you're on your belly. I know that you're working hard. Now encourage longer, smoother breaths. And lower down. We got one more strengthener here on our belly. We're gonna extend our right arm in front of us. I'm actually hitting a wall, so we're gonna just pretend my right arm is extended. You can extend your right arm and you lift your left leg. Now see if you can float your right arm. Nice work. This opposite arm, opposite leg is really strengthening our multifidus. It runs along the spine. Deep, deep under, lots of muscles. And lower down. Shake. Now extending the left arm. And we're going to lift up the right leg. And then the left arm. Holding here. Breathing here. And lowering down. Shake it out. Let it go. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Press yourself up to all fours. Now this is free movement time. Take some cat-cows. Maybe a child's pose. Or a down dog. For me today in my body, after all of that work on my back, I'm going to come down into a child's pose. Wherever you're at, we're going to take 3 cycles of our own breaths. Bringing yourself up to a all fours position. Here we're going to guide our right knee forward. We're coming into a pigeon. So right knee forward, right ankle forward, and in this position I actually just sit right on over onto my right hip and then adjust my foot as necessary. So I bring it forward, bringing it parallel with the short edge of the mat and flexing the foot. Keeping the weight anchored on the hip helps keep the weight out of the knee and just really protects it, which is always great for longevity. Extending your back leg behind you, and you can even roll that hip in as much as it can comfortably go. If having it all the way out here is too much sensation, you can bend the knee or bring it closer. I just really encourage you to keep that glute on the ground. From here, you are welcome to fold down onto your arms, onto your hands, whatever is comfortable for you. I'm just going to get my timer out here so that we keep our body balanced on both sides. Find your breath. Check in with your body. Notice where you're feeling and experiencing this sensation. There are primary areas where you feel the most sensation. There are secondary areas as well. Places where we drive the sensation, we drive tension because of the primary, or maybe it's just our stress pattern. That could be clenching the jaw, the fingers, the shoulders. For me, I called it deep inside my gut. It's like this clenching inside my gut. Now, see if you want to, see if you can let go of those areas. What happens if you let go of the clenching in your gut? What happens if you let go of your jaw, your shoulders? All the while, making each breath a little longer, a little smoother than the last. breaths. Let go. Slowly begin to press your hands into the ground and walk them towards your body, lifting your chest up. Bring your back leg forward, guiding both feet in front of you. And let's windshield wiper our knees a little, side to side. You may even want to take a reverse tabletop, fingers facing the body, feet firmly on the ground. And inhale, lift the hips. Exhaling to lower down. Let's do the same thing, other side. So bringing your left shin parallel with the front edge of the mat, you can flex the foot, and if there's a lot of sensation, you can bring the foot in a little closer to the body. Either way, you want to stay anchored on this left hip. Spin that back leg behind you, your right leg back. Yeah. Breathing here. Settling in. I've got our timer started so that we keep both sides totally balanced, totally equal. If you'd like to lower down onto your forearms, you're welcome to do so. Now this side may be different than the other. Your sensations, your experience may be different, it may be similar. I encourage you to check in and notice. Does it feel? Maybe the primary sensation is similar, maybe the secondary sensation is different. Maybe it's the other way around. There's infinite possibilities. Let's just get curious with our bodies and our sensation. Where is that primary sensation? Where is the secondary sensation? Difficult to let go of these areas of our body at times. But control and letting go of control is the same whether it is emotional, living it in your daily life, or it's physical in your body. It's the same skill. So on our mat, we get this opportunity to practice. Find that primary and secondary sensation. See if you can practice letting go. Into your hands and walk yourself all the way up. Bring your legs out in front of you. You can scoot out the flesh out from underneath of you. Maybe windshield wiper the legs. Whatever works. Bringing the feet onto the mat extended. encourage you to either walk out the flush manually or keep the sit bone anchored, lift the left leg, pull it forward, lift the right leg, pull it forward, removing that flush. Breathe in and find length. Walk your hands down the body and grab on. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart forward and up. And then as you exhale, maybe pulling yourself towards your legs to a point that you feel a comfortable, a pleasurable amount of sensation here. Slowly release the grip you have on your legs and roll all the way up. Maybe take some seated cat-cows here. Let's make our way to our backs together. So plant the feet down on the mat. Maybe you can scoot a little bit in one direction and then the other. Grab the hands behind your thighs and let's roll back to the count of 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself down onto your mat. Moving through some bridge poses before we complete our practice today. So feet are flat on the floor. For bridge pose, you're going to lift the hips. Now, these bridges can be as little or as large as you'd like them to be. You can lift your hips as high as you possibly can, or you can just tilt the pelvis, lifting the tailbone off the ground and placing it back down. It can be as simple as just a few pelvic tilts. If you'd like to lift up, you're welcome to. Let's go for 3 rounds together. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Breathing in nice and slow. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Breathing in and lift. Exhaling to lower. Taking a moment of stillness. And when you're ready, you can set up for your Shavasana today, extending your arms, extending your legs, making yourself comfortable. I'm going to make my way to a seated position while you rest in Shavasana. Scan through your body. Notice sensations, just as we did at the beginning of class. Give your legs and lower body permission to relax. Give your torso permission to relax. Giving your upper body, neck and head permission to relax. Feel your whole right leg heavy and relaxed. Feel your whole left leg heavy and relaxed. Feel your whole torso heavy and relaxed. Feel your whole right arm absolute pleasure to be your guide for this practice. Please stay in Shavasana if you'd like. Rest for as long as you'd like. That is the wonderful part about being in your own home. Thank you for practicing with me. I'll see you next week. Namaste.